Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ohio.
It's the final game between the Cubs and Reds in 2018, and it's the finale of a three-game set. Sunday matinee style from Wrigley in Chicago, and it's all coming up here on Fox Sports Ohio. And hi again, everyone, with the Cowboy, Jeff Brantley. I'm Jim Day. Thanks for hanging out with us here on this Sunday afternoon, and welcome again to Reds baseball. The Reds dropped the first two games of this series. They've given up only 4 runs in doing so. And the starting pitchers, they've been outstanding. Reed, and going back to Friday, Matt Harvey.
I would think, Jim, that going into this series, if you thought you were going to get 11 consecutive innings of great starting pitching, that you would think, hey, the Reds are going to play awfully well against the Cubs. Matt Harvey started things out. Great breaking ball and changeup command early. What does that result in? Fastball strikeouts as well.
Yesterday, Cody Reed, a career-high 10 strikeouts.
I think when you look at Cody Reed, a lot of backdoor breaking balls early in the ball game that were strikes. I think it kind of confused the Cubs hitters a little bit. You can see a lot of shadows. Maybe that had something to do with it. Bottom line, scoreless.
Well, today the Reds will pin their hopes on Luis Castillo, and not unlike many young pitchers, it's which Luis Castillo will show up today.
Well, I think the big key, Jim, for Castillo is not just the changeup. The changeup is a 50% swing and miss pitch. We've seen it time and time again. The biggest issue for Castillo is to be able to get enough fastballs around the strike zone to draw some swings so the hitters cannot sit on the fastball. It's 98, it's 99 with the fastball, and then you drop about 10 or 12 miles an hour off. That's money.
Reds will face another lefty today. It's lefty Jose Quintana. When we come back, we'll talk about the battle of Jose's, Quintana, Peraza. Reds and Cubs coming up on Fox Sports Ohio. Chevy. Check out their award-winning lineup only at your Tri-State Chevy dealer. And by Skyline Chili, feeling good. It's Skyline time. Back in the Windy City, finale of 3 Reds and Cubs coming up. He's the Cowboy Jeff Brantley. I'm Jim Day. 3 straight lefties the Reds face in this series, and it's Jose Quintana today.
You know, there are a lot of folks, Jim, that would describe Jose Quintana as average. But average for Quintana is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency as a starting pitcher keeps your team in the ball game, and that's what Quintana does. It's not like he's going to go out and throw 9 innings of one-hit baseball, but what he is going to do is keep the Cubs within striking distance against the opponent. I think that's all you can ask from a starting pitcher.
Last 5 games, those numbers are outstanding, and it'll be the battle of the Jose's. Jose Peraza swinging a hot bat, 10-game hitting streak for Peraza.
I think any ball that is on the middle part of the plate to the inside corner, that's the ball that Peraza drives. Where he has really come leaps and bounds from what we saw early in the season. Ball that's away, he's able to stay on top of it and drive it away, and that's why he's where he is as far as batting average and now a 10-game hitting streak.
2 weeks left in the regular season. The playoff pushes are on. When we come back, we'll analyze a couple of interesting races in the National League. Reds and Cubbies straight ahead. Stay with us.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. A beautiful afternoon for Sunday baseball between the Reds and the Cubs. Mid-80s here, hot on the field. Let's hope the Reds offense can wake up a little bit. They have two guys that have been playing so well of late. Thank you, Luis. And that, of course, is these two guys. Scooter Gennett, 320 average leads in National League. 5 Reds have led the National League in average. It hasn't happened since Pete did it all the way back in 1973. And Suarez has 101 RBI. The only two better than that are Baez and Story at 103 and 102. 8 Reds have won the National League RBI title. The last was Parker back in '85, and Cy Seymour led both categories in 1905. I talked to Jim Riggleman today about what it would mean to these players and the team if they could win their titles.
For him, it's not going to make or break his season. He's more into what we do, let's win the game. He's like anybody. You like to be successful, but I think Scooter feels like he's been very successful last year and this year, whether he wins a title or not. So I think he puts it in real good perspective. Suarez, same way. I think Suarez probably is irritated with himself a little bit the last few days. He a little tough background, a little hard to see, and missed a couple opportunities, but. He knows he's already put together a really good offensive year. He'd like to continue it. If that results in an RBI title, better yet.
And as you heard Jim and the Cowboy talk a little while ago, Jose Peraza also has that 10-game hitting streak, so they've got some guys that are swinging a pretty hot bat, but it would mean a lot if Scooter and Suarez could win their respective titles. It's the Reds and the Cubs, a final game at Wrigley coming up.
But another sunny day, a gorgeous day for baseball as the Reds and Cubs wrap up their season series in 2018. And if you look at our Alkin Elk storylines, it's really the tale of 2 seasons in this season series. The Reds won 7 of the first 10 games, including the first 4-game series sweep of the Cubs since 1983. Since then, it's been all Chicago. They have won each of the last 8 games. The longest single-season win streak versus the Reds, you've got to go way back to 1945, the last time the Cubs have won that many in a row against Cincinnati. Jim Riggleman, the interim skipper, hoping to escape town with a victory. And here's how he'll send them out today. Scott Schebler will lead off. He'll be in right field. Jose Peraza in the 2 spot, the shortstop. 3, 4, and 5, Votto, Suarez, Gennett back in the starting lineup. Phillip Ervin in left field, Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. Pitcher spot is the 8 spot, and Billy Hamilton batting 9th in center field. On the mound for the Cubs, lefty Jose Quintana looking for his 14th win of the season.
Quintana, as we talked about earlier, He's going to be around the plate. He's going to make you hit his pitch. He's not going to worry about walking you, and the Cubs don't worry about that. They lead the National League in pitcher walks, but yet they're only second in ERA. They make their pitches, you swing. They make pitches when you're on base.
Another packed house at Wrigley. Quintana into his windup, and we are underway. First pitch swinging is Schebler. This ball hit well to center field. This ball is gone. One pitch and a round tripper for Schebler, and a 1-0 Reds lead.
Pretty good way to start a ball game.
17th for Schebler.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Fastball right down Broadway, right at the belt. Pretty much kiss that baby goodbye.
What a start. And now Peraza riding that 10-game hitting streak. 7 multi-hit games in that 10-game streak. Chase one up and out of the zone, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to Peraza.
That ends 14 innings of zeros on the board.
Yep. Red shutout here yesterday. And as we talked about in the open, if you were to say that the Reds would give up 4 runs in the first 2 games of the series, with this offense, the way it has rolled most of the season, you would think, all right, at least win one of those ball games. Have dropped 2 1-run affairs to the Cubs. Down goes Peraza. Here's your 4 defensive lineup for the Cubs. In the outfield, Happ in left, Almora in center, Ben Zobrist in right today. Bodie, Russell left side of the infield. Daniel Murphy back in the starting lineup. Rizzo back in the starting lineup. And Caratini played first base yesterday. He's behind the plate. And now Votto himself riding a 7-game hitting streak, which ties the season high for him. And that .421 on base percentage continues to lead the National League. 0-1. Sprayed the other way, and that'll fall for a base hit. We saw an excuse me swing, an infield hit, barely hit down the third base line yesterday, and now Votto bloops one that way.
Well, Quintana came in on the first pitch. After that, tries to come back in there again, almost the same pitch, and Votto just inside outs it as usual, flips it into left field.
And here is Eugenio Suarez, who's had a tough series so far. 1 for his last 11. Trying to get back on the beam as far as RBIs go as well. Sitting at 101 on the season. In that battle with Trevor Story, Arenado, and the leader in the National League, Javier Baez, who has the day off today from the starting lineup for the Cubs. A 1 to Suarez. Reds with a rare look on the road. Red jerseys, gray pants. It is very rare that we see that. It's usually all grays on the road. Reds will wear these red jerseys at home during day games.
At some point, whatever it takes. Put a win on the board. If that makes you feel lucky, come on with it.
And a throw over. Votto barely a lead at first.
Just always surprises me when I see a pitcher pick with Votto at first base. Just not a chance that he's going to run. Now, if you have Billy Hamilton at second and he steals third, then yeah, he might follow him up, but not every time.
Right. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Suarez. Full count. The 3 balls out of the zone in this at bat have been way off the mark.
Looks like that's where Caratini wants the baseball.
Payoff pitch, and he walked him. So Quintana gives up a leadoff home run to Schebler. Base hit Votto, walks Suarez, still only 1 out.
Seen this many times from the Reds, especially here lately. You get the starting pitcher on the ropes early in the ball game, you got to cash it in. Those runs that you leave on the base paths now will come back to haunt you later in the ball game.
Well, it haunted them on Friday, and they had back-to-back home runs in the 4th inning. And couldn't play add-on and fell a run short. And the 3-2 loss to the Cubs, and a 1-0 loss here yesterday. Reds could only scratch out 4 hits yesterday. Likewise for the Cubs. And a strike called. And Jeanette didn't like it. Home plate umpires Mike Estabrook. Crew chief Hunter Windelstead down at first.
Fastball up and in for a strike. A fastball there that was up and away, right at the very top of the strike zone from Quintana.
Oh, 2.
The Reds have faced Quintana enough now to understand there are times where he has a bit of wildness or not quite as crisp in the first inning. And that's pretty much where he sits right now.
Just off the plate. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quintana 3 in his 1 career versus the Reds in 5 starts. 3.71 ERA. 4th time they are facing him this season. And a bluff back to second, and Votto is going nowhere.
I think that the times that Quintana throws to first with Votto there, or the move we just saw, all that is he wants another pitch. Instead of having to shake to it, you make a move towards a base pass where the attention is not on you shaking and trying to get to another pitch. Maybe Quintana in his mind feels like that may fool the hitter a little bit.
Oh, you pitchers.
Yeah, buddy. Why not just step off, ask the catcher to run through him again, and come on with it.
Here comes the 2-2. And again, it's fouled off, and the count will hold again at 2-2. And look out. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook just took one off the screen. Incoming. Two again. Had him way out in front.
Really good breaking ball there by Quintana.
77 on the gun.
Started in at the hands of Jeanette and breaks right over the heart of the plate and had great downward action.
And the 2-out batter is Phillip Ervin, trying to break an 0 for 12.
Looking for that fastball early.
And he gets a breaking ball on the outside corner.
Well, this is how the Cubs have pitched Ervin this entire series. Backdoor breaking balls, change-ups away, fastballs well out of the strike zone. Nothing on the inside or middle end that he can pull. And you see where that pitch is. That's good 3 or 4 inches in off the plate. Now Ervin wanting to hit a fastball, saying, all right, I can get to that. No, you can't.
Quintana trying to limit the damage to 1 here in the first. 0-2 pitch.
Thinking backdoor breaking ball here. You went up and away with a fastball. You've got it set up. Now you've got to execute it.
1-2. And he bounces it.
Tried to throw it. Tried to make it too good.
The Reds have made Quintana throw 24 pitches in the inning. Two. Full count.
So do you go down and away with a fastball here, or do you trust yourself to be able to throw a breaking ball for a strike? If I'm Quintana, I'm throwing the breaking ball for a strike.
We'll see what he offers up on the payoff pitch. Runners on the move, and he walked him. Second walk in the inning, surrendered by Quintana. And the Reds will have a bases loaded situation, and it's up to Tucker Barnhart.
See, to me, that situation, Jim, is a mental pitch. Your scouting report says, okay, Ervin can hit the fastball middle end, handles it rather well. We've seen him hit well in this ballpark. At 3-2, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to make him hit the fastball. I'm going to try to elevate it a bit so he'll pop it up. That's not a high percentage pitch. You go with the curveball, it changes your mentality a little bit. You think, all right, I can be aggressive with this.
First pitch to Barnhart is a breaking ball again on the outside corner for strike 1. Barnhart, a .249 batter, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs.
Well, a hit would be so large here.
3 for 4 off of Quintana is Barnhart with an RBI. And this one popped up right side. Rizzo fighting off the sun, gloves it, and the Reds strand 3. But a leadoff home run by Scott Schebler puts the Reds out 1-0 early. lead over the Cubs. Finale of 3 here at Wrigley Field. Joe Madden will line them up like this. Anthony Rizzo not only back in the starting lineup, he's in the leadoff spot again. Ian Happ, the 2 batter. Ben Zobrist, the 3 spot. Daniel Murphy, cleanup hitter. Victor Caratini behind home plate. David Bodie at third base. Addison Russell at shortstop. Pitcher spot like the Reds is the 8th spot. And batting 9th in center field, Albert Almora Jr. And on the mound, 25 years of age, 30th start of the season, 45th start of his major league career, and the 5th start of the season versus the Cubs righty Luis Castillo.
Castillo, he's had the Cubs in his sights many a times. The key for Castillo is when things start to go a little sideways, bow your neck, get yourself out of the inning.
And a first pitch fastball in for a strike.
And let's face it, really in the long run for Castillo, it's keeping the ball in the ballpark. For a guy that throws 98 and has a changeup that is a swing and miss percentage of right at 50%, that should work.
Yep.
That should work.
He's given up 28 home runs this season and 154 in 2/3 innings pitched. But he's got 158 strikeouts in those 154 plus innings, and he hits Rizzo.
Well, the scouting report on Anthony Rizzo is to pitch him inside. If you're not comfortable pitching inside, what you do is you pull the ball in off the plate because you don't want it to ride back over the plate. That's your result.
Most of the National League, and that's a guy that will just be right on home plate. And if he continues to have that stance on home plate, he's going to continue to be hit by pitches a lot. And the batter is the UC Bearcat product, Ian Happ. Happ 0 for 3 here yesterday, but was the hero on Friday night. 3-run opposite field home run in the 7th. It was the difference in the game. Should be 2. Jeanette, Peraza, Votto, 4-6-3. Thank you very much. Here's your Ford defensive lineup for the Reds. Phillip Ervin back in left field. Hamilton in center. Schebler in right. Typical infield. Suarez, Peraza, Jeanette, Votto. Barnhart hanging the sides. Switch hitting Ben Zobrist will bat from the left-hand side.
There are 2 batters in this lineup for the Cubs today that have been swinging the bat well lately. The man at the plate in Zobrist and Victor Caratini. Other than that, guys haven't been hitting the ball at all.
Yeah, we were going over these numbers before the game, and they're winning games with guys not swinging hot bats outside of this guy, as you said. At .314 average overall for Zobrist, 3rd in the National League. As Zobrist, Christian Yelich, Lorenzo Cain trying to chase down Scooter Gennett for the batting title in the National League. Oh, 2 pitch.
Rarely, if ever, do you see Ben Zobrist overswing. Short, quick to the baseball, really controls the bat head about as good as anybody.
Well, giddy up on that fastball, 98.
Was a ball. Got to get it over the plate. Get it on the edge. Make them respect it.
Count will hold it 1-2.
Now you throw that for a ball later in the game, no big deal. But early in the ball game, that's the time for a starter to set the tone. Granted, not every pitch is going to be a strike.
Castillo making his 4th career start here at Wrigley Field. And his previous 3, 0-1 record and a 5.40 ERA. And Zobrist continues to foul him off. And again, a foul ball, and he's spraying it all over the place.
Zobrist is trying to do whatever he can to fight off the fastball, and in the same sense, keep his hands back long enough to try to battle with the changeup. Not an easy task when Castillo is throwing strikes.
Wide up in the 2-2. Full count. Payoff pitch to Zobrist. One hopper right at Peraza. Adam played perfectly. Through 1-0 Reds. For $25.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. With the Cowboy Jeff Brantley, Jim Day back at Wrigley Field, and a first pitch strike to Luis Castillo. The Reds sent 7 men to the plate in the first and couldn't take advantage of 2 walks given up by Quintana. They left the bases loaded. Russell will gobble it up. Out number 1. But they did get that leadoff home run from Scott Schebler. If you're just joining us, the difference in the game. The 9 batter is Billy Hamilton. Way in on the corners against Hamilton. You always see the left or the third baseman in on the grass versus Billy, but Rizzo in there as well. Two balls and no strikes. Three and oh. And Quintana gets a strike, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Billy Hamilton. Quintana, 29 years of age, hailing from Colombia. And a strike called, and Billy was on his way to first base. Looked a little out of the zone.
Right at the spot, just about where ball 1 was located.
Mike Estabrook calls the strike, and now the payoff to Hamilton, and strike 3 called. Went right back to the well, nearly the same spot, and down goes Hamilton.
Well, that pitch was a no-doubter. I mean, this baby cut the plate in half. Billy may have thought it was up.
And here's Schebler, who saw all of 1 pitch and sent it out to center field, and again first pitch swinging. 1-2-3 second for Quintana. 1-0 Reds.
And it's been, well, I guess you could say a roller coaster ride. And those are ERAs. Now, granted, you'd like to finish strong if you're Castillo, and here in this last month, he's thrown the ball very well. But what that tells me, if I'm looking at that and I see a 7.85, a 6.75, followed by some numbers that are incredible, 2.25, I go back to a lack of concentration in every start. It's not about stuff with this kid. he always has a great changeup when he comes to the ballpark. But there has to be a little more bit of a killer instinct on the mound, and he's got to be more on the attack with his fastball.
You and I did radio in the Dodgers series. Oral Hershiser, Dodgers broadcaster, was in the booth before each game, and you know, I'm like a kid in a candy store listening to you two talk pitching. And I was stunned when you dropped on him. Luis Castillo has the best changeup I have ever seen. And Hershiser's eyes,
he laughed.
And then he saw him pitch.
What did he say the next day?
He said, "I see what you saw." Not sure the best one that he's ever seen, but he was mighty impressed.
And you can't help but be impressed. But when you have that great of a secondary pitch, what you've got to do is figure out how to use your fastball. Get it over the plate early in the count. Figure out how to locate it away from arm side, which Castillo has not done.
Right at Scooter Gennett. Caratini rips it, but an atom ball and 2 outs.
In the game today, you can't rely on just velocity for your fastball. You still have to move the ball from one side of the plate to the other, and there has to be a little bit of gamesmanship as well as mental preparation coming into the ball game about how you're going to face batters.
Well, Hershiser immediately said, "Hold on, you talking Mario Soto good?" Because he would watch Mario, and Mario would just say, "Hey, I'm going to throw the changeup here, try to hit it."
Well, that's what he said the second when he came back in the next day. He goes, "Geez, that's one of those changeups. You could tell them it's coming, they still can't hit it."
Yep.
And that's pretty much the way it is for a lot of times when Castillo throws the changeup.
Well, not only fastball command with him, but developing a third pitch for him. I mean, they have worked and worked and worked on a true breaking ball with him.
And I'm okay with where he is with the breaking ball. Granted, it could be better, but his story as far as a starting pitcher is going to be told by how he throws his fastball. We already know where he is with the changeup. It's outstanding. A 50% swing and miss point. I don't know that you can do much better than that. Nobody else can at this point. But if you can't throw your fastball over the plate and then you have to throw it right down the middle, that's a shame that that's where we are.
Down goes Bodie. And Castillo has faced the minimum through 2. IGS bringing the energy. Single season hits leaders for Red shortstops all time. Barry Larkin, top 2 spots. Leo Cardenas, and look at Jose Peraza, 171 hits and counting here in 2018. As Peraza, if you look at the leaders in the National League in hits, Markakis leading the way, Jeanette in the 2 spot, and Jose Peraza 4th in the National League overall in hits. And there's the list. The last Red to finish in the top 5 in the National League in hits was Sean Casey, and he finished 4th in 1999. The Reds have 2 in the top 5 right now. And the last time they had 2 in the top 5, you got to go way back to 1981. Concepcion and Griffey Sr.
Look, when you're a 23-year-old shortstop and you're in that category where Barry Larkin's name is being mentioned alongside Leo Cardenas, some pretty good category to be in.
Votto again sprays it the other way, but out of play. It was a first inning single for Votto. He's run his hit streak to 8 games now. And that is a new season high for Votto. Wind up in the 1-1. Center field hit well. Chasing it down and looking up is Almore. It goes to the wall. Votto on his way to second base, and he's in there with a 1-out double.
Hit that ball pretty good. Fastball middle in.
'27th double of the season for Votto, and a runner in scoring position for Eugenio Suarez. Season average down to 288. Suarez walked in the first. One ball and a strike. Turns loose the 1-1, and it's up high.
Yeah, you'd like to see Eugenio Suarez get back on the RBI track. He's only had the 1 RBI since September 3rd.
Two, 1 pitch. Can't paint it better than that. Inside corner, right at the knees.
All fastballs here in this at bat to Suarez.
Two. Count holds right there. It's the 212th start of Quintana's career. His 200th start came back on July 4th, becoming just the 14th active left-handed pitcher to reach that mark. And we talked about John Lester and the way that he's an innings eater and able to make a lot of starts in a season. Quintana in that category as well over the last 5 seasons. He and Lester are the only lefties to start at least 32 games in each of their last 5 campaigns. He's run the count full to Suarez.
All fastballs in this at bat. But what Quintana has done is he's moved it all around the 4 quadrants of the strike zone. No 2 pitches have been in the same spot.
Time called. Quintana taking too long for Suarez liking. Suarez, an outstanding breaking ball pitcher, one of the best in baseball. And we'll see what Quintana offers up on another 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Murphy and called off by Russell, and it's Russell gloving out number 2.
I got the sense that Suarez may have been looking for the changeup or the curveball in that at bat, but it never came.
And now Jeanette came in at 320 as far as the average goes. Strikeout in the first, down to 319. Christian Yelich entered today's play at 315. Zobrist at 314. As we track that battle for the batting title in the National League as the regular season ends 2 weeks from today.
How about that? About 47 fastballs to Suarez, and then he drops a curveball on Jeanette, and it was a dandy.
Oh, 1 pitch. Check swing. Did he hold up in time? He did. Go down to third. That's Bruce Dreckman down at third base.
Well, both of those curveballs, good bite, good sweep, end up in the same spot. This time Jeanette able to hold up at the last second.
One ball and a strike to the Reds' second baseman. .92 and right down the middle.
Well, Jeanette awfully frustrated after missing that pitch. I just don't think your brain can help itself. You see 2 curveballs. The second one you hold up on. Maybe in the back of your mind you're thinking, all right, I can take that curveball the other way or stay back long enough so I can make contact. And then he throws it at 92. If you're looking slow and try to adjust fast, not happening.
Two and two.
Now that breaking ball was so far outside it did not garner the attention of Scooter Jeanette. If the ball starts over the plate and then breaks off the plate, you think about it a little bit as a hitter, but that ball was never close to the plate.
Jeanette staring down Quintana. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Full count.
Yeah, I've noticed every time that Victor Caratini has set up where he wants a fastball up in the strike zone, Quintana throws it 2 or 3 feet above the strike zone.
Payoff to Scooter and got him to chase. A double, man left, middle of the third, 1-0 Reds. Be a Reds major leaguer for a week. Campers will receive hotel accommodations, access to former Reds coaches, a full Reds uniform including a personalized home and away jersey, and much more. Register today at reds.com/fantasycamp. Seven, 8, and 9 to face Luis Castillo here in inning number 3. Russell, Quintana, Almora. As Castillo has faced the minimum, he hit the first batter, Anthony Rizzo. Happ grounded into a double play, and it was a 1-2-3 second.
Pretty good slider there from Castillo. Followed almost the same trajectory as his first pitch fastball that missed just off the outside corner.
Suarez, 1 out.
What is amazing about the changeup from Castillo is it doesn't matter if it's in, it doesn't matter if it's away, up. It's close. If it's close, it's effective. Most pitchers try to get that changeup away from their arm side, get away from the bat head. But Castillo's arm action is so good, rarely do they ever pick it up.
Pitcher v. pitcher here. Quintana throws him lefty, bats him righty.
This is what I like to look at when I'm watching a pitcher, whether he has command or not. If the pitcher, the opponent, stands up there and you can fire your fastball right in there, it comes down to concentration. And he fired 2 fastballs right on the money.
2 ground balls in the inning, and the 2-out batter will be Albert Almora Jr. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, please crack open one for us. Look forward to the Hold True moment later in today's game. Albert Almora was added late to the lineup. Originally, Tommy La Stella was supposed to start, but was scratched because of back issues. So Almora inserted into the game into the 9 spot. He started here yesterday and led off, and was 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. As the Reds held the Cubs to just 4 hits yesterday and only 1 run. And that 1 run, it came in the 6th. It was a ground ball that went through the hole.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thursday night football, and the schedule on Fox this year is loaded. One huge can't-miss matchup after another. Thursday night football is coming to Fox in Week 4. Now, it's a game. Reds will carry a 1-0 lead into the 4th. Phillip Ervin, Barnhart, Castillo here in the top of the 4th. And the first pitch to the Reds left fielder on the way, and it's called strike, says Mike Estabrook. Ervin walked his first time up and was stranded, one of 3 stranded in inning number 1 for the Reds. A 1 pitch. 1-run game, but the Reds have made Quintana earn it. 58 pitches. No outs here into the 4th, although he did have a fairly easy 3rd inning, although Votto 1-out double, but was stranded right there. As we said, Quintana hailing from Colombia. One of 20 Colombian-born players to appear in the majors all time. Think about that. Just one of 20 all time. And he became the first Colombian-born pitcher to reach 1,000 career strikeouts. Former South Sider, now a North Sider here in Chicago. It's not often that you just traded across town.
It's kind of like getting traded from the Mets to the Yankees, or the Giants to the A's.
Angels to the Dodgers.
Well, that's a little further.
It's a little further, but still considered SoCal, if you will.
Oh, baby.
Left center field. Phillip Ervin, that bad boy gone and way out of here. 7th of the season for Ervin. 2-0 Reds.
So the kid likes hitting at Wrigley.
And that breaks an 0 for 12.
Tried to go away with that fastball, Jim, but it cut back over the middle of the plate. That's a death sentence.
And now Barnhart. So both Reds runs via the solo home run. Schebler and now Ervin. The 2-0. Throw off line, and Barnhart will reach. Russell made a running throw, and not even close.
Russell dropped down on the throw as he made the catch. He came in quickly, a running catch. You could see the sidearm throw. Just held on to it a bit too long and pulled Rizzo off the bag.
Air on the shortstop, and the Reds have a base runner following the home run, and Castillo will most certainly be trying to bunt him over here. Gets it down, and has a play at second base, and they get it. And airmailing the throw to first. Well, the Reds will end up with what they wanted, a runner at second base and 1 out, but the flip-flop Barnhart for Castillo.
And another error on Addison Russell. And another sidearm throw that, well, this time it goes into the netting above the Reds dugout.
When he came up firing, he knew he was going to second base.
Well, I think that's the Cubs' plan. They charge Rizzo and Bodie with a runner at first. They are right on top of the batter at the plate.
Two errors in the inning, and let's see if the Reds can take advantage.
Well, if you're bunting in a sacrificial way, you're giving an out anyway. So the Reds really end up probably in a better spot because Castillo runs better than Barnhart. But if you're Jim Riggleman, you'd sure rather have your starting pitcher sitting in the dugout right now.
No doubt.
And that was not a bad bunt. It was just great defense by the Cubs.
As you said, they're one of the more aggressive teams on bunt situations.
Well, that's one of those times where you have to pull the bat back and swing like there's no tomorrow, and hopefully they'll back up.
1-2 to Hamilton.
You know, to be honest with you, Jim, in that situation, you're probably better bunting the ball softly back towards the pitcher's mound rather than bunting it to third or to first, because the position players are crashing. The pitcher, Quintana, is probably more accustomed to just catching the bunt and throwing it to first rather than the spin to second base. I guess you have to know your personnel. I wonder if they'd charge in there if Lorenzen was at the plate squaring the bunt. That could be maybe go to the dentist.
Castillo going to third, and this will be an easy out. Ran right into out number 2.
Got to make the ball be behind you as a base runner at second base if you're going to advance to third. And of course, that is a pitcher running, and Castillo is rarely on base.
And that is the difference between him and perhaps Barnhart, who would have held up on that play.
Nice throw by Addison Russell there, the first one of the inning that he's made.
2-out batter Scott Schebler. One for 2. Sent the first pitch of the game out of here. Center field. And speaking of which, it's our StatCast AI powered by AWS. 105.6 miles per hour off the bat, 404 feet. 17th of the season for Schebler, one of 2 solo home runs by the Reds here today.
Nothing like a little kiss the baby on the first batter of the ball game, if it's you at the plate. Quintana has given him a boatload of breaking balls since, though. No more fastballs right in the heart.
Here we are in inning number 4, and I got a kiss the baby mention, which is always big for me when I'm doing games with you.
That was one of my dad's big things.
Like father, like son.
When it was over, he'd look at me and he'd say, "You can kiss the baby." Took me a while to figure that out.
Figure out what it was.
Hey, Mama, when Daddy says kiss the baby, what's exactly? She says, that means it's over. It's over. Oh, okay.
I got you.
Awkward swing by Schebler. Reds strand another, but get a solo home run by Peraza, lead 2-0.
After a 2.5-hour rain delay, Tom Browning took the mound against the Dodgers and became Mr. Perfect. Browning threw 72 pitches of his 100 pitches for strikes. He struck out 7, including the final batter of the game. It was the 12th perfect game in Major League Baseball history and the first by a left-handed pitcher since Sandy Koufax in 1965. And it remains the only perfect game in Reds history. Tom Browning, Mr. Perfect. Jimmy?
That 1-0 game against the Dodgers. Cowboy, how long do you think it took to play that game?
I'm going to go right at 1 hour and 52 minutes.
1:51.
I knew I was close.
How about that? And this was after a lengthy rain delay of 2+ hours, I believe. They had to wait around.
Work quick, throw strikes, change speeds.
Oh, well, no one worked quicker than Browning.
Frustrates the hitter. Gives your defense a chance to keep their weight on their toes. They're ready for every time you throw a ball to the plate.
0-2 to Rizzo.
Or you can throw a pitch, walk around the mound, dig on it a little bit with your spikes, adjust your hat, take your glove off, maybe rub the ball up a little bit, put it back on, get back on the mound. And your position players may be asleep by the time you deliver the next ball to the plate.
Well, I talked to many of these Reds players, and they never, they never want to talk about guys by name, but off the record they'll tell you who they like to play behind and who they don't.
Yeah,
and it's the guys, it's who works quick and who does not.
Every position player wants to play behind a pitcher that gets after it and throws strikes.
Barry Larkin used to rave at playing behind Browning. He would pitch to contact. He would work fast.
Get it and go.
Yep. Up the middle, the Reds are in a shift.
Great at bat.
And Rizzo, the first hit off of Castillo here today.
And not a bad pitch. Look where this pitch is. It's off the plate, a changeup down and away. And Rizzo goes out even with a bat choked up about 2 inches. Good body lean, got to the pitch, got the barrel of it to the baseball.
And here's Ian Happ.
The way that you keep a hitter like Rizzo off that changeup away is you make him extremely aware of the ball at his hands. I'm not talking about hitting the batter or throwing it up around his head, but make him extremely aware of the ball at his hands, because no hitter wants to lean over the plate to try to hit a changeup like that when a 98-mile-an-hour fastball might hit him in the neck.
One ball and a strike to Happ. Castillo working from the stretch and working from that extreme third base side of the rubber. Slowly hit. The only play is to first.
Good pitch.
Rizzo moves up to second base, 1 out.
And we saw the foul ball down the left field line on the previous pitch by Happ. That ball was right in on his hands. Changeup fades away. It's very difficult to make that adjustment, not only eyesight wise, but hand and barrel of the bat wise.
Runner in scoring position for Ben Zobrist. Ground out victim in the first.
Not an easy guy to strike out.
Broken bat roller to Jeanette. And Jeanette makes back-to-back outs. Rizzo on to third base.
Back-to-back changeups that time by Castillo, both well executed. He got the strike changeup on the first pitch. That one underneath the strike zone with a little more fade to it. You could hear the bat snap up here.
Now Castillo will tangle with the cleanup hitter Daniel Murphy. Murphy popped out his first time up.
Well, early in the count, Murphy is looking to hit the thing in the seats. Once you get to 2 strikes, he'll try to shoot the ball into that left center field gap.
Oh, 1. Rizzo getting a huge lead at third base with Suarez playing well off the bag.
Boy, that's a great pitch right there. Fastball up. Murphy's telling himself to stay back. Look at where this pitch ends up. Catches the front edge of the outside corner.
1-2 pitch. 2-2.
The only problem now for Castillo is he is yet to come inside with any pitch. Fastballs have been elevated away. Changeups have been right on the outside corner. And now in a 2-strike count, Murphy is looking to shoot the ball the other way.
Full count. Broken bat, just foul.
Another well-executed changeup on a 3-2 pitch. When you have a pitch in your arsenal that makes great hitters look like clowns, and that's the changeup for Castillo. That's how good his changeup is. That's why we talk so much about fastball command, because he has the physical tools to be a bona fide ace.
Payoff again. And he walked him.
But if you are going to be a bona fide ace, Jim, these are the points in time against great ball clubs, and the Cubs are a great ball club. You have to be able to find something inside of you that rises to the occasion.
And a pretty good trip to the mound by Barnhart with that in mind. You could see him go out and basically lift the spirits of Castillo, like, you got this. First and third, 2 outs. Victor Caratini, the batter. Pass Votto and off the umpire.
Foul ball.
And that'll be a, nope, did he call that a foul ball? He did.
Well, that happened so quick, I wasn't sure if it hit the bag, Votto, or the umpire.
I think it got a piece of Hunter Wendelstedt.
Well, he's in foul territory.
Yeah. Take a look.
Yep, foul territory. Not by much, I might
But
add.
it's beyond the bag. It's where the ball goes over the bag, and Joe Madden is out of the dugout. He wants to have a little discussion. Popped up, and Castillo is going to dance around trouble. He will strand 2 in the 4th. 15 scoreless innings by the Red starters in this series. Cincinnati Children's now ranked number 2 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report. Chicago, Illinois on a glorious Sunday afternoon. 2-0 Reds as we've reached inning number 5. Got the Fox Ohio chopper up today. Looking good. Another packed house at the friendly confines. And sun-soaked out there in the bleachers and shade throughout most of the rest of the stadium. Although no shadows like a mid-afternoon and late afternoon game yesterday. The shadows really wreaked havoc on the batters. In fact, both teams just said there were some balls, not only pitches, but balls off the bat, the guys just didn't even see.
We'll get there right around that 8th, 9th inning here today.
Yep. Peraza 0 for 2 so far today. A strikeout and a ground down. One pitch. The 13 wins for Quintana entering today ties a career high. He also did it in 2016 with the White Sox. And he and Lester have combined to do something that hasn't been done since 1940 with the Cubs. A lefty duo with at least 13 wins. Swing and a miss. Down goes Peraza. 78 years since Larry French and Vern Olson, you remember them, did it in 1940. That's 6 strikeouts now for Quintana. And here's Votto, 2 for 2 so far today, although stranded both times.
Well, the first ball that Votto hit was rather a flare. The second one, he hammered it to right center field.
Ground ball up the middle, and he's 3 for 3.
Hit that one good. I think it's quite interesting after the grand slam that Votto hit in Cincinnati. It almost appears as though, not that Votto is ever not confident at the plate, but seeing the ball better, it looks like he's more comfortable at the plate and he's centering a lot more baseballs.
And we'll see if Suarez can center one. He has been very frustrated at the plate of late, and an awkward swing.
His entire last at bat, he got nothing but fastballs. He gets a first pitch hook right there.
Oh, 1.
It's the part of pitching that few quite grasp. It's the art of keeping the hitter off balance. It's not about how hard you throw it or how great your slider is. It may be for 1 inning, but when you're a starter, you've got to figure out how to keep them off balance.
Suarez in an 0-2 hole, and a check swing, and lays off one downstairs.
But I will say this, you can have the greatest slider in the game, and if a hitter sees it 2 and 3 times in a ball game, they're going to get you if that's all you can throw. Or split finger, or you can go down the line the different pitches.
Two to Suarez. Right field. Right at Zobrist. 2 outs. Well, he has frustrated Suarez today, has Quintana, and same goes for that guy, Scooter Gennett. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. And a lot of frustration along the way that he will wear on his sleeve.
A lot of curveballs to Gennett here early in this ball game.
Caratini sets up outside, and it's a strike on the outside portion of the plate.
You notice the backward pitching for Quintana now the third time around. He threw all fastballs to Suarez, started him with a breaking ball. All curveballs to Gennett in his last at bat, started him with a fastball. 2 fastballs.
Paints the black on the outside, and Gennett continues his frustration.
Now, in the grand scheme of things, you would say fastball middle away. Gennett is going to kill it at 91. It's all in how you present it as the game moves along.
One-two pitch. From 0-2 to 3-2.
Got ahead quickly with those 2 fastballs. Then he came back to the breaking ball. Well, Gennett has seen a boatload of those breaking balls here in his first 2 at bats and able to lay off.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Votto will be on the move at first. And he walked him. So a runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and Phillip Ervin will step in.
Now, this is one of those spots. If I'm Quintana, I've got a young hitter at the plate. The wind is blowing from the right field foul pole to the left field foul pole. I'm going to try to make Phillip Ervin hit the ball in the air to right field. Give him something that he thinks he can drive and make him hit the ball in the air that way. But not something he can pull.
Which he did last time up.
Yes, he did. He made a mistake.
7th home run of the season, a solo shot. And gave the Reds a 2-0 lead following Schebler's leadoff home run in the first. A 1-1. And here it is. That was a no-doubter.
Can always eyeball that catcher's mitt. Setting away, and he starts to bring it back towards the middle of the plate. Look out.
Two-one. Strike 3 called.
Came in.
Quintana dances around a single and a walk. Middle of the 5th, 2-0 Reds. train youth coaches. Help bring baseball and softball back to your community by signing up for the Fall or Winter Series program. This program is a partnership between the Reds, USA Baseball, ABCA, and Major League Baseball and their Players Association. For information, visit reds.com/academy. And boy, I would invite you to do that, because it's all about mentoring the youth and pointing them in the right direction, and the Reds Community Fund doing a terrific job in that regard. Reds.com/academy. One out in the bottom of the 5th here is Luis Castillo. So far, so good.
A lot of fighting of the sun for Billy Hamilton on that ball.
And the batter is Addison Russell. Castillo has surrendered only 1 hit, 1 walk. He did hit the leadoff man of this game, and has struck out 1.
Well, that's a good fastball pitch there. A 2-0 fastball right on the outside corner, down around the bottom of the knees. Too many hitters want to take a chance on that.
One pitch to Addison Russell, and a walk. And pitcher spot due up, and Joe Madden's going to go to his bench. Wilson Contreras will come to the plate, and that'll spell the end of the day for Jose Quintana. Close the book on Quintana. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Both runs, solo home runs. Contreras hammers one to center field. Hamilton back. Hamilton looks up. It's off the ivy. And holding up and only getting to third base is Russell, and the Reds had no one at second base. They had a chance to get Contreras going into second base, but no one home at second base to field a throw. And we have seen this, a lot of miscommunication on the middle infield on cutoff throws. And we see it again here.
Ball is off the top of the ivy. Hamilton spins to throw. The ball is on the shortstop side of second base. Now Jeanette is out in cutoff position, but the throw does not go to Jeanette. It's airmailed over Jeanette to the shortstop, and Contreras could have walked to second base.
He thought he had it. You want to talk about a home run strut. He should have been at second base easily. And the Reds let him get away with that.
Fundamentals, baby. Fundamentals.
Two balls and no strikes to Almora. Dangerous count. Another ball hammered to center field. Hamilton has much more room this time. This will get a run to the plate, though. Coming in to score is Russell, and it's a 2-1 game. Contreras moves on to third. So that breaks a string of 15 scoreless innings served up by Reds starters in this series. Mighty impressive. Cubs have been a tough team to beat at home. National League best 47-26 record here at Wrigley. And if Castillo wants to hold on to the lead, he's going to have to deal with the top of the order here in Anthony Rizzo.
Well, Rizzo was able to go out and take that changeup off the plate and hit it right back up the middle. This time around, he may be looking middle in. And that's where he normally looks.
2-0.
You can see Castillo when he tries to drive the ball in to a left-handed batter. He cuts it off a bit, and the ball sinks straight down into the ground rather than staying true to the plate. Almost aiming it, if you will.
Another dangerous count. 3 balls and no strikes. Ian Happ is the batter on deck. Action in the Reds pen is lefty Amir Garrett. Four-pitch walk to Rizzo. He wanted no part of Anthony Rizzo right there. Second walk of the inning. The first one came back to haunt. It was Russell. And here comes Danny Darwin. And now a quick message from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky.
All right, here we go. First and third, 2 outs. Ian Happ at the plate.
1 for his last 20 is Ian Happ. That would be the 3-run home run that he hit on a belt-high fastball out of here in game 1. This is the guy you want. You don't want Zobrist coming to the plate with the bases loaded.
Outside, ball 1. Put that in the ouch category. Just off the plate at 98. Jeanette. And Castillo limits the damage to 1 through 5. 2-1 Reds.
American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org or text Florence to 90999, and that'll give $10 to the American Red Cross Hurricane Relief. And that is one of the relief centers there for the American Red Cross. They need your help. We told you about Rookie Davis and his family down there. Well, there's another Red that's been affected by that. That man right there, Matt Harvey, played his college ball at North Carolina. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said he's still in touch with a couple of coaches and a couple of the players, but he has not been able to get a hold of a couple of his teammates. 2 teammates are still living in that area, and he has not gotten a hold of them. So worried about what might be happening to them. And he says, anything we can do, please do it. So again, redcross.org for all of your help. Guys?
Big thank you very much. Our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to those in the path of Florence. New pitcher here for the Cubs. It is lefty Jaime Garcia. Second time we've seen him in this series. Did not work in yesterday's game. A scoreless inning on Friday.
Threw the ball very well in the ball game Friday. Came on to set up for Jorge De La Rosa, who got his first save of his career. Of course, the Cubs right now without the services of Brandon Morrow. Pedro Strop, of course, hurt in the ball game in Washington with the hamstring.
I mean, you want to talk about bullpen by committee. 3 straight games, 3 different guys have closed it out. Rosario, De La Rosa, Cishek. As Barnhart down on strikes. And all 3 wins by 1 run. Big moments, and this Cubs bullpen has performed well overall. A combined 3.33 ERA. And that is best in the National League.
Well, the wind has blown in all 3 of these ball games, which makes it a much easier task on the pitcher on the mound. But the Cubs will leave here and they will head to Arizona. There is no wind in Arizona, and the ball flies.
Even with that humidor that they have put in there this year. Chase Field. Hitter's Park, even though it's a pretty big park. Back-to-back strikeouts for Garcia here in the 6th. And the batter is Billy Hamilton. Cubs with a close eye on what's happening in Milwaukee. Middle of the 6th, Pirates 2-0 over the Brewers. 2.5 games separate the Cubs and the Brewers in the NL Central, with 2 weeks to play. And the Cubs and Brewers will not play head-to-head the rest of the way. Let's go quietly in the 6th. 1-run game at Wrigley Field. And it is it's a really good starting pitching in this series, Cowboy. Harvey on Friday, scoreless. Cody Reed, career high 10 strikeouts for him. He only went 5, but scoreless baseball, and only 1 earned run given up here today by Castillo through 5.
Well, I think the biggest difference here today for Luis Castillo is his pitch count has been quite manageable, and I think that's the key moving forward. Got to keep that pitch count under control. That's what allows you to get deep into the ball game.
Getting 3, 4, and 5 here in the inning. Zobrist 0 for 2 here today. A couple of ground outs.
If you hit a ball out of right field today, you've got to hit it with a bazooka. And if you're on the mound, those are the things that you have to notice. You have to understand that. It goes above and beyond the power of the hitter. Use the elements to your advantage.
5-pitch walk to Zobrist.
That was a good pitch right there. Looked like a strike, but it ultimately is the 4th walk of the day for Luis Castillo.
Castillo's given up more walks than hits.
Castillo very aggressive through the first 9. The last 2 innings leading into this one, not nearly as much. 2 walks in the last inning, got himself in trouble, and a leadoff walk here. There are some pitchers where you have a 2-1 lead, or you have a lead as you get to the 5th or the 6th inning. You dial it up even more so because you can smell the win. There are others that pitch not to make a mistake. You can't be the latter.
'80th pitch of the afternoon for Castillo, and it's sent the other way to deep left field. Irvin got a good jump on that ball and makes a rather routine looking play on the track. And the one-out batter, Victor Caratini. Caratini 0 for 2 here today. Lined out and popped out. Chopper up the middle. Jeanette on the bag. On Novato. That's a double play.
Money.
Castillo through 6. Holds on to a 1-run lead. See you later. Solo home run and a 1-0 lead for the Reds. How about Phillip Ervin in the 4th? 7th of the season. Solo shot. 2-0 Reds. Cubs got a run in the 5th. A walk came back to haunt Castillo. Now Mora Jr. with the sacrifice fly RBI, but Castillo otherwise has been very, very good. 6 innings, just 2 hits, that 1 run and a strikeout. They're pitching to contact, and we are on to inning number 7. It's trying to escape Chicago with the victory.
More times for Castillo that he can get to this part of the ball game with the pitch count that he has now at 81. Becomes more comfortable.
First pitch swinging again is Schebler, and a mile-high pop-up. 1 out.
And I think when you pitch into the 7th and the 8th inning and you do it more than just 1 or 2 times a year, you don't worry so much about it when you get there. You don't worry about, oh, well, I might give up a run, or I might not make it the right pitch. You start to change that narrative a little bit in your own head, where you're saying, all right, I got this. I know how to pitch in the 7th and the 8th inning. But if we never let them get there.
Right. Couldn't agree with you more. And we talked about this yesterday a little bit with Arroyo, and it starts in the minor leagues. And you've touched on it. They protect them so much in the minor leagues that they're not going 7 innings in the minor leagues. And here's a push bunt by Peraza, and he will beat him to the bag. Nicely done.
Billy Hamilton could do that every at bat if he was able to execute that type of bunt. That's a hard bunt. There's only one player that can get to it. That's the first baseman. The only person you have to beat is the pitcher to the bag. Was it 11 games now?
11-game hitting streak for Peraza.
I think in baseball, because it's such a game of failure, you have to learn how to fail, make adjustments, and respond before you get up here.
First pitch in the dirt to Votto. And a called strike. Baseball America ranks the best tools in baseball, and Jose Peraza, 3rd best bunter. And showed it right there. See if the Reds could take advantage here.
Well, what we've seen from Peraza is not only can he push bunt to the right side of the infield and take advantage of a first baseman as he did there, he can drag bunt down the 3rd baseline at a moment's notice.
Yep.
Now, if you're able to do that 15 times in a year, instead of hitting 294, you might be hitting 310, 311.
Garcia will take it himself. Advancing to second base is Peraza, 2 outs. And one sitting out there for Suarez.
Suarez had a runner at 3rd in his first at bat. Cubs walked him. Had a runner standing at 2nd in the 3rd inning, an RBI opportunity. Popped out to the shortstop. They're not even going to give him a chance here.
Intentional walk, and this is the situation that Scooter Gennett, in fact, it was a post-game interview.
Loved it.
He used to, I don't want to say fear these situations, but when they would walk in with a lefty on the mound or walk the batter ahead of him to get to him with the lefty on the mound, now he looks forward to these situations.
I think earlier in his career as a young player, you try to do too much when they walk the guy in front of you.
Couple of strikeouts and a walk today for Scooter. In the dirt, gets away from Caratini. Here comes Peraza to third, not even a throw. A wild pitch on Garcia.
I think the more times for a player, especially at this level, that you can break it down into the smallest of segments. I'm going to win this pitch. I'm going to execute this pitch. I'm expecting the ground ball. All I've got to do is make this play and take the pressure and the enormity out of the game. You have a tendency to be able to be much more successful.
Line drive right at Rizzo.
Crushed it.
Tough luck for the Reds. 2 left in the 7th. 2-1 Reds. Friday the 28th. See the Reds take on the Pirates for as low as $12. Plus stick around after the game. It's the final post-game fireworks show of the season, presented by Adams Recovery. For tickets, visit Reds.com. Best fireworks in the business, bar none. 6 pretty good innings by Luis Castillo, pitching into the 7th here. He'll get Bodie, Russell, and a pinch hitter trying to protect the 1-run lead. Jared Hughes warming up in the Reds pen.
Maybe at the point of the ball game now for Jim Riggleman. If anybody gets on, you go to Jared Hughes.
Only 84 pitches for Castillo. Right back to Castillo. 1 out. Well, lifting the starter in this series hasn't worked out for the skipper. He took Matt Harvey out of the game after 6 scoreless innings. And David Hernandez gave up a 3-run bomb.
Well, you're in a spot right now if Castillo, especially after that quick at bat, if he has a quick inning, you could run him back out there for the 8th. I mean, he's nowhere near 100 pitches yet.
Addison Russell 0 for 1 and a walk, and that walk was a big one. He scored in the 5th. And that is Chris Bryant in the on-deck circle. Joe Madden with Chris Bryant, Javier Baez at his disposal off the bench here today. Joe Madden always looking at those cards. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Addison Russell.
Well, I would imagine for Joe Madden, it's nice to have weapons.
You think? A lot of them at his arsenal. Two-two pitch. The Cubs trying to manage themselves through a very tough stretch. They are in day 27 of a stretch of 30 consecutive days with a scheduled game. Which includes right in the middle of this homestand having to fly to DC to make up a game before the Reds did battle with them here on Friday. Swing and a miss. Down goes Russell. 2 outs in the 7th for Luis Castillo.
Another changeup for a strikeout. You could see the bat path from Addison Russell. It was right on target. It was just too early.
First pitch to Bryant. Line drive, right field, base hit. Schebler able to cut it off and will hold Bryant to a single. Tying run on first base. And the 9-batter at the plate, Albert Almora Jr.
I would imagine that there's probably, you were talking about cards in the dugout for Joe Madden. Every manager has cards and he's flipping through them, trying to figure out exactly what he's going to do. I'm sure there are managers in the game of baseball that flip through those cards.
Popped it up, and that will drift out of play.
And as you're flipping through those cards, there's not a whole lot that you like on the bench. So you move them around, shuffle them up a little bit, kind of like you do a deck of cards, and then you look at them again, hoping that they change.
No balls and a strike to Almora Jr. One and one.
You play here at Wrigley as much as the Cubs do. You know what the wind does and where it helps you. Today, it will help you out of left field. That is exactly what Almora is trying to do here.
2-1. Anthony Rizzo, the lefty, on deck. Amir Garrett has joined Jared Hughes in the bullpen. And if we get to Rizzo, I would imagine that will be the end of Luis Castillo here today. A big sequence of pitches for the young righty. Swing, and just getting a piece is Almora Jr.
Watch where this pitch is, right at the bottom of the strike zone. You can see the upper body from Almora going out to get that ball because it was so low. Not the prototypical home run swing. That was more of a protect swing.
2-2 again. Here comes. Line drive, base hit, center field. Bryant will hold up at second. And the tying run now at second base.
And the plot thickens.
And here comes Jim Riggleman. He has already made the call to the bullpen. It's our Skyline Chili call to the bullpen. Primetime situation in the 7th. Amir Garrett will come into the game. Lefty Anthony Rizzo. Back in June when the Reds put that 4-game sweep on the Cubs at Great American Ballpark, game 1 of that series, struck him out. Game 3, the two faced off. Got him to ground into a double play. And in game 4, struck him out again. And if Amir Garrett stays in a Reds uniform, and likewise for Rizzo in a Cubs uniform, you're going to see this matchup a lot. And here we go again.
Well, when Garrett stays in on Rizzo, he gets outs. The breaking ball or the fastball away, that's the one time that Rizzo has gotten him. 1 for 6 is Anthony Rizzo against 1 Amir Garrett.
And a first pitch strike.
Slider right on the inside corner. This could very well be your ball game right here.
First and second, 2 outs. Reds clinging to a 1-run lead. And a strike called on the outside corner at 97.
Now, normally that's a pitch that Rizzo would go after. Look at the hips of Rizzo. They were opening. Hands were already starting to come forward. All set up by previous at-bats and that first pitch on the inside part of the plate.
He didn't like the call, but looked like a good pitch. Look out, back to the screen, and both runners will move up.
Garrett tried to overthrow that pitch. Spiked his foot, spiked the ball. You could see where Barnhart was setting up. It was inside. Hit the target. Don't try to make too much of it.
41,314, making some noise. 1-2 pitch to Rizzo. Swing and a miss. He struck him out again. Garrett, in a primetime situation, comes through. Reds hold on to a 2-1 lead. Boys, thank you very much. 2-1 Reds in the top of the 8th. Phillip Ervin at the plate facing a new pitcher, Dylan Maples. Chris Bryant stays in the game. He's in left, moving from left field to center, Ian Happ. Still a 2-0 game in Milwaukee. Bottom of the 8th. Pirates leading the Brewers. Reds trying to put at least a small dent into the Cubs' quest for another National League Central Division crown. They've won the Central 2 straight years, gone to the National League Championship Series 3 straight years, and the 2016 World Series Championship. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Second time in a row Irvin's gone down looking.
Curveball on the inside corner. When you make that pitch as a pitcher, all you want is just a little bit of retreat from the body. If you get that, even if you swing, it's a decelerated swing.
First pitch to Tucker Barnhart, up and away. A looper that Bryant went back on initially and comes in to glove out number 2. And the Reds will send Dilson Herrera to the plate. Pitch and a called strike. It's trying to break a string of 8 straight losses to this Cubs team. And as we talked about at the beginning of the game, Reds haven't seen that type of streak against the Cubs since 1945. They lost 15 straight to the Cubs in 1945. Bodie has a play. Let's go quietly in the 8th. Middle of the 8th. Still a 2-1 game. Special prizes from Frisch's, Montgomery Inn, La Rosa's, Dunkin' Donuts, and many more will be given away throughout the game to lucky fans. See your Reds take on the Pirates. You can see it for as low as $12. Visit Reds.com for tickets. Postcard entries accepted. Jared Hughes on the hill for the 8th inning. Will try to hold on to a 2-1 lead. There's been 3 low-scoring affairs here this weekend at Wrigley.
And he'll get 3 left-handed batters.
Happ, Zobrist, Murphy, 2, 3, and 4 in the Cubs order. Two runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Reds. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Cubs. As we talked about earlier, the shadows just now creeping to home plate. And it will be a few minutes before plate will be in the shade, and we'll see if it affects play like it did yesterday.
I've mentioned many times that when Hughes is on the mound and he has that really good sinker working, it looks like a left-handed slider. Hopefully he can use that to his advantage.
2-2. Full count. Payoff pitch to Happ. We'll do it again. Swing and a foul tip. Eight pitch at bat so far. Chopper up the middle. Peraza's there. One out. Pretty good battle. Happ and Hughes wins it in the end, and now we'll tangle with Ben Zobrist. Zobrist 2 for 8 in his matchup versus Hughes. First pitch swinging, slice to left. Irvin has a beat on it, 2 outs.
It's a big out right there for Jared Hughes. Zobrist has such good plate coverage, even with a sinker baller on the mound that's right-handed. He can take that ball to left center, as he did on the fly ball to Irvin.
First pitch to Daniel Murphy, in for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes.
Stay down, stay away.
See what Hughes has to offer ahead. 0-2. And that's fair ball. Throw to second base. They've got a chance to get Murphy, and he is a dead duck. A kind bounce to Irvin, and he delivers a strike to second base. And the Reds get out of the 8th.
Show brought to you by Ray St. Clair Roofing. We get you set for that day's action, including who is going to pitch that game. Well, the Reds head off to Milwaukee tomorrow. We'll have the pregame show starting at 7 o'clock, and it's Anthony DeSclafani against Wade Miller in Game 1. Lorenzen gets the start in Game 2 against Chase Anderson. Gio Gonzalez, recent pickup for the Brewers, as he goes up against Matt Harvey for the Reds. So once again, tomorrow's game, 7:40 start time. We get things started at 7 o'clock with Reds Live. Guys?
Vic, thank you very much. And Michael Lorenzen will get that shot to start on Tuesday. He might be the only starter to Jim Rickman might bat him in the middle of the lineup. A kid, of course.
You never know.
Good guy to have hitting at the bottom of your order, though. Carl Edwards Jr. on to pitch here in the 9th, and Billy Hamilton, first pitch swinging, and Chris Frank gets a good jump for round number 1. And now the top of the order, and Scott Schebler. They're in the 9th in Milwaukee. 2-0 Pittsburgh continues to lead. And Schebler not swinging at the first pitch. First pitch of this game, he sent out of the yard. Since grounded out, struck out swinging, popped out to second his last time up. Oh, 2 pitch. Down goes Schebler. This is the 11th Red to strike out here this afternoon. The batter is Jose Peraza. Last time up, a beautiful push bunt to the right side, extended his hitting streak to 11 games. Looking ahead to the 9th for the Cubs, scheduled to hit Caratini, Bodie, Russell. And Raisel Iglesias is warming up in the Reds pen. Locked him up. And the count's 1-2. Raza, a soft liner at Murphy. Marcelo Iglesias will try to protect the one-run lead. $15% or more on car insurance. And by Toyota. For over 30 offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Chi-Town. Before heading to Milwaukee, the Reds hope to hang an L at Wrigley. That would be a loss for the Cubs, and Marcelo Iglesias hoping to close it down.
Well, these games have been played as close to the vest as you can play them. And now with a one-run lead, this is when you need a guy like Iglesias to show his worth.
Caratini, Bodie, Russell, the scheduled batters. Caratini will hit from the left-hand side. And a first pitch strike. Caratini 0 for 3 in his matchups versus Iglesias. Center field, Hamilton right there. Hit it hard and Adam Ball, and the Reds will take it. And the batter is David Bodie. No question, those shadows affecting play at the moment. One and 0 to Bodie. 0 for 3 here today is Bodie. And you better believe that Iglesias remembers that home run. Javier Baez is in the on-deck circle for the Cubs. Wind up in the 2-1. 3-1.
Well, I would not suggest pitching around Bodie to face Baez.
No. Ground ball. Jeanette down to a knee. 2 outs. Best record in the National League when leading after 8 innings. But a large matchup here. 2 outs, 1-run game. One of the best closers on the hill. And perhaps the National League MVP about to step into the batter's box for his first at-bat of the game. Oh, and 1.
Looked like he was trying to just flare a single in the right on that swing, huh? Take him out of his shoes.
I don't think he ever tries to flare a single, even in batting practice. One ball and a strike to Javier Baez. Two and 1. We're giddy up on that one at 99. Two, 1 pitch. Tapper back to Iglesias. On to Votto, and the Reds will leave town with a W, taking the finale of this 3-game set and the final game in 2018 versus the Cubs. A good old good one, as they say. Final score 2-1. And our Miller Lite hold true moment. The winning run in this game came off the bat of Philip Urban. It came back in the 4th off of Jose Quintana. 2 solo home runs for the Reds today, Schebler and Urban, and it's enough for a victory as Castillo, Garrett, Hughes, and Iglesias combine for a 1-run victory, holding this Cubs team to a single run. Off to Milwaukee next. Reds Live, the post-game edition, is up next here on the home of the Reds, Fox Sports Ohio.